I've got news. We've done a reading.
It's the Five of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all three again?
1 in 474,552. I know, I get asked a lot.
Bet it's the Ten of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Ellis Munro.
Sam, let me bring you up to speed. I know what you're going to say, and I don't want to hear it. I've arrested Bronwyn. She's named a second victim, and as far as I'm concerned, the safest thing to do right now is have her behind bars. Those tarot readers have been doing my head in all day, talking to me like I'm a suspect, asking ridiculous questions, and then denying they've seen me at all. So what's done is done. If anything, I've just made Alice safer. You can go.
I didn't know where she came from. I was driving along, playing with the radio, and all of a sudden there's this woman standing in front of my car. Naturally,
Sam, do me a favour, go easy on Violet. If we need to get anything out of her, let me deal with it. She'll open up to me. Why? I'm assuming that's just a gut feeling. If you actually knew who the murderer was, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Look, I see you're starting to care for these people already, but Violet's been watching them like a hawk. If you can convince her, you convince me. We've got a new target. Ellis Munro. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. You say Bronwyn and Lexi's alibis don't add up. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
if I had just killed this girl. So I took a deep breath.
Munro. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here. Couple of times, promo shoots, that sort of thing. Look, I know where you're going with this. Yes, I asked her if she'd do a boudoir session with me. She turned me down, no big deal. No, I got the photos that I needed anyway.
Open the car door.
You must be Sam. I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me. Yes. We were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess We talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked. The killer was in her wardrobe? What? Well, then it had to be Oscar. He's the only one it could be. That doesn't make any sense. Then she was seeing someone else? No. Someone she knew. Knew she'd be alone? A stalker? I don't think so. We were very discreet. It was more fun that way. This is just between us, right? We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. Poe and Dorota, people I say hi to. I have thousands of followers and subscribers, and they keep me feeling warm when I'm down, but they're not friends. I do get the odd stalker, but that isn't something anyone wants. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry, you know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. He's on air at the moment, but he'll be finished at 8:30. On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. I was a Hollywood actress, and there were hundreds of magazines and newspapers all piling up on the red carpet, and they all had my picture on the front cover. But the red carpet wasn't carpet. It was a pool of blood, and it seeped through all the pages. Then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam? REM sleep. So, you don't think dreams mean anything? Everyone has meaningful dreams, Sam. Everyone. Just don't hurt me. Or let me get hurt. Sam? You forgot your phone.
I don't hear the metal frame thunk the ground or the glass shards that splinter from the screen, because at that moment, that very moment, she's with me again.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name? I'm Sophia. Pleased to meet you. Do you want to know a secret? Violet was taken by aliens in their ship. Shh. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you?
She has a wicked imagination for her age. Do you think you're sitting here now? Perception is reality, Sam. I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently. Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stay locked up. No. Not even the moon. What do you know? I'm not sure that changes my mind. We're talking about a possible murderer, Sam. Of course. Poe and Munro. She's on the radio. Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. I don't remember now. I don't really want to. About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip. 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 And then it began. I could smell iron, a strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness, like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me. It's happened 5 times, even on clozapine. I get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I had tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. All the scans were normal. As far as I know, I've gone. It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on. They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts. Bruises. Memories.
Yeah, because I'm an automat now.
How could you let Chief Dupont do that? I'm not talking to you until you get this fixed. Bronwyn was on Tarotasm, Sam. Just like she was an hour ago, and they record everything, so her alibi should be without question. She was just lying to protect Lexi. She's maternal like that.
I'm looking through an album of family photos, but I don't recognize.
And you're sure it was her? Then it couldn't be her, could it? You want me to tell Claude, don't you? Sorry, I mean Chief DuPont. Fine, I'll call him.
There is perhaps Robin has a willingness or wish to reconnect with her family, but it's just not possible for Robin because perhaps.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Well, Poe, if I'm honest, you are quite right that the situation is related to painful emotions from the past.
Oscar Wainwright. I've heard so much about you.
Were you sleeping with...
No. Were you? She just asked me to watch. I didn't even get past the adverts.
Did you touch her?
Yes, I watched her. You know she's into that. That can't be news to you.
By the emotions caused by it. And if I'm honest, I just... situations like this. So, Robin, you're not alone in this. And I know, by the sounds of it, this dream feels very sad and it feels like it's full of grief. Robin, you're not alone. There are so many of us that go through situations.
Oscar, good. You got my message. Got some things to show you.
What have you got?
Does, this mean anything to you?
That's Dorota.
And what if I showed you this?
Ellis Munro.
Do you know her?
She's from the radio.
And if I do this? No? Anything?
What are you doing?
That'll be all. You can go now.
Time oozed like molasses, cowering in the closet.
Oscar, I'm so sorry. What can I do?
Were you seeing Dorota?
Oscar, it's so much more complicated than that.
Why didn't you save her?
I couldn't. I was live on air. I didn't know what was happening. Well, nobody knew what was happening. Don't make this my fault, Oscar. Please.
It was cold. The room gave the impression of a fish tank, with twilight blue through the long windows and the bag lady floating, as if suspended in currents of unseen water.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Becoming cloth. Bedraggled hair was
Violet, if this is about releasing people from prison, the answer is no. I'm going to need hard evidence for that to happen. Now, go! Back to the guest house?
ringed with row on row of teeth, too impossibly large to fit in the room. And yet, there it was.
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of Dorota.
I don't want to see pictures of your conquests.
It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it?
A girl? What do you see?
Just my mind playing tricks, I guess. Sometimes when I drink enough and I'm alone enough, I can step into them.
Step in.
It's like a hologram. The pictures become three-dimensional and I can move around inside them. Like virtual reality, but real. The picture comes alive when I'm inside it. Things move around. They talk. But not Dorota's. Not anymore. Since she died. I can't get into it. It's dead.
Shell for hermit crab. I agreed to help the bag lady with its disguise. Yes, I agreed to help. I thought to the bag lady. If it had eyes, and were less of a corpse. But the entity did not understand the concept.
Fine. Let me do the paperwork. I'm starting to regret hiring you. Maybe you should concentrate on something else. What do you know about it? She thinks she was abducted. Obviously, it's all fiction. We've got a new target. Ellis Munro. Ellis said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn was logged into a call centre system called Taratasm. I heard the recordings from last night. It's her voice. So as much as it pains me to say it, Bronwyn isn't a suspect. But Lexi and Rain still are. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
But longer. Involuntary gags reflect. The worm didn't go down, but up into my nasal cavity, and then up further until it was.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Free to go, along with the worm. To observe for the bag lady, to do its bidding. It would.
I need to.
What have you been doing with Ellis Munro?
What haven't I been doing?
You are so irritating.
Want to fool around?
Is that really all you think about? Starting to look like August has a serial killer targeting redheads. Look at my hair, Zach. Does this look red to you?
Not this one, the worm had to be told when talking with coworkers in asset management. I looked into the eyes of the people I spoke with, and they looked into mine. And the worm looked at us both, increasingly impatient. And maybe the people sensed it. Sensed something was wrong, just behind my eye.
Zach, what are you doing here?
I've been a naughty boy. I need to tell my previous partners.
Good to know. I'm not one of them though, so unless there's anything else?
Let's sleep together. Pose for me.
Zach, please stop asking. It's not gonna happen.
Just undo a few buttons, yeah?
Are you bullying me into taking my clothes off for you? That's sleazy. Just leave, Zach, before I call Chief DuPont.
A jingle of coins, a handful of change to buy him a coffee and a conversation. A talk about his life and define.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Or else be eaten tonight. So George found out.
Our job is so stressful.
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it? Why?
For me, it's a common decency thing. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Did you know the Earth was overrun by transdimensional evil? Want to help fix it? Sure.
Transdimensional evil?
I'll read the manual, Lex. People are afraid of ghosts, zombies, and aliens. They never even think to consider the possibility that there are millions of universes, potentially with millions of predators, all far more evolved than we are. What are our chances of victory? Minuscule. But if we don't fight at all, 0.
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop.
Well, I'm not sure what it is, but what I do know.
Lexicorn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the walls are thin?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story.
What did you...
Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not?
I am Bronwyn MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and I am immortal. You silly badger.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, why would people, in ancient times, why might people wear this?
Would they tie it around themselves, perhaps? Attach it to some leather?
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota, I'm sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you.
Things? That's ominously vague. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi? I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. I know what you did to Dorota.
You know, you're quite striking. It's a shame Dorota's not here. We could have taken some great shots of you two together. Would you like me to photograph you, Lexi?
No.
Why don't we switch places? Yeah, let's get that. Here. Take this.
Don't get drugged. You'll revert to your natural form. Nobody wants to see that.
These photos are going to be fantastic. You'll love them. Yeah. How about you take this off? Hmm? There we go. Fantastic. Now, arch your back. Yeah. That's it. Wait. What's happening?
Don't get drugged. You'll revert to your natural form. Nobody wants to see that.
What's happening to you? Wait, what? Oh!
The sadness.
Well, I hope so, Robin, and thank you for your dreams.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Munro.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Day he volunteered for a top secret project at an undisclosed.
Who is Sophia?
You saw her, did you? She's my goddaughter, at that age where she overshares.
Is she a ghost?
What makes you say that, Rain? Is there something about her aura?
With the moon's low gravity, a lack of sunlight, the station's depressing.
Hi, Rain. Did you miss me while I was gone?
So, Ellis Munro.
I'm honestly not going to try and worry about this one. We've told Sam, and I think that's all we can do.
Really?
No, not really. But I don't have many options. I'm asking everyone how I can help, so maybe I actually can help this time.
Dream of, much less be a part of. When he and the other scientists first arrived here,
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made a decision about the show?
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I scare off your listeners?
They don't want to hear talk of death and darkness. Well, they do, if it's in a story. But you can't tell them they're going to die.
I said you were going to die?
You didn't say you're going to die, just like that, but I remember the death card. And the devil. And you said it was... What was the word you used? My challenge. That I needed to die so I could be free from my chains. I know you said it doesn't mean a literal death, but maybe it does.
kilometers into the ground. Its edges were most unusual in that they were astonishingly smooth down to a molecular level. Indeed, it was clear that this hole was not a natural formation, but neither could it have been man-made. The hole was drilled or otherwise created.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Be done. The plan, then, was to send more probes down the hole in order to determine...
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the Buddha?
Yeah. So it's true then?
I haven't seen them. I'm sorry.
I'm just in shock. All the time. How could she be so different? I just can't process it all.
What did you want to ask?
Am I still a suspect?
Yes.
But I was playing football, and there was loads of witnesses. How?
Everyone is a suspect.
It's ridiculous.
Do you have another suggestion? Dr. Yutani offered.
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in.
I'm just checking.
At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down?
Yes, actually. Last year? With Dennis, remember?
Dennis?
Yes, Dennis. The stalker who broke into Radio August chloroformed me, tied me up, after stripping me down to my underwear. I told you about him 4, 5, 6 times, and you never did anything. Chief DuPont, yes. I'm scared.
Ready to go. The crew member who had helped him pull on his rappelling harness performed a final check on the crane, which was normally used for lowering the much lighter probes down the abyss.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
The other scientists standing behind the table with monitoring equipment each gave him a nod.
Thank you for helping with the chief.
I'm not a monster, Bronwyn. I believe in justice too.
Do you believe Tower can predict things now?
I'm not one for mystics and crystal balls. I'm a Virgo.
It says you're lying about your alibi.
Oh, I suppose it has a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
Even in the moon's low gravity, he could feel his stomach drop as his descent quickly accelerated.
What a day. Ellis Munro, then. Looks like our traveller likes redheads.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Well, what then? Just young women in general? No. I think it's definitely looking for redheads.
She informed Dimitri at 800 meters. If we lose communication, just...
Bron, what are we going to do about Ellis? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. A few times we've caught up with the Traveller, nothing's worked.
Restraining them?
If we lock up the killer until Mercury tells us Ellis is safe, that could work. But who is the killer?
Ellis. Ellis. Violet. Rain.
He has been acting even weirder than normal. But seriously.
If he got stuck somehow, there was no way for anyone to help him out. He desperately tried to dismiss the thought and focus on his work. Not much to see here, just more...
Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out now before I call the police!
Dimitri, fully aware that he was suspended above unknown heights, carefully produced his camera from the pouch on his belt when the lamp on his helmet suddenly went out. This is not just I'll make a copy of the etchings for you, Dr. Utani. You can thank me when I come back up.
I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. Not necessarily. If it's a traveller, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby. No. I can do a reading if you want. Nine of Cups. This is a very positive card. Is Zach a suspect? Something feels wrong. He's too smug, too self-congratulating, like he's got away with something. I don't like this, Sam. I don't like this one bit at all. A little bit. What did you want to know? A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony. We've all known about them for hundreds of years. We just know them by different names. Demons, skinwalkers, Jack the Ripper. They're all travelers. 3 attempts? Yes, that's likely, but 3 victims? That's up to you, Sam. No pressure. Was it a gold coin? That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but there's no guarantees. Yes, of course, anything. Why Violet? Do you think she's in danger? You don't think she's involved, do you? Leave it with me, I'll see what I can find out. And don't worry, I'll be super discreet.
Curiosity was a concept to be closely associated with wickedness, something to be punished.
Yes, I met her at the radio station. I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free. Yeah, she asked for a sample reading to show what I could do. It's easy to see now, with the benefit of hindsight. 3 of Swords, the Devil, death. I mean, any tarot reader will tell you that death hardly ever means real physical death. But given what we've learned, in Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. And we couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity. The Butcher of Birmingham received 3 life sentences and won't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We know it wasn't him, though. We know it was a traveller.
The breathing became heavier, but there was no reply. Without knowing what...
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do. Who's that? Is he a suspect? I guess he must be. Okay, I'm on the case. Just give me a minute to get ready and I'll be off.
Sound. He reached out his hand, but no one was there. Going mad. Nothing made sense. He just wanted to leave this nightmare and go home.
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Munro has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Munro fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Munro.
Yeah, he was still inside the hole. Had he been dreaming?